Good afternoon, everybody. Pigskin Pete here. Happy Tuesday to everybody, and happy lunchtime live stream. So I had a couple of minutes for lunch. I realized most people are working. I wanted to hop on here real quick. I wanted to make a couple of channel announcements, first of all, and second of all, talk about a couple of things that are in the news and football. So I'll wait for some people to get on here real quick before I make the channel announcements. And then while we're waiting to do that, the first thing I wanted to talk about was something that I saw. What's up, VTY? How you doing? Something that I saw that Jim Harbaugh said that blew my mind. And anything Jim Harbaugh says blows my mind. So this does not blow my mind that it blows my mind. But he made it. I don't know if you guys know the quarterback he had last year, Wilton Spate. I think Spate has transferred out of there and gone somewhere else. What's up, Ryan Stanfield? How you doing, sir? But he said, this is serious too. The GOAT Watson, my man. How you doing, sir? So Wilton Spate said that Jim Harbaugh told him not to eat chicken because chickens are nervous animals, and that he thinks that a lot of the disease and sickness in the world came from humans starting to consume white meat like chickens. I see the weird... what's up, Sooner Ace and Pac-12 fan? I see the weird-ass Florida Gators vid on Twitter. Yes, I did see that. With the Teletubbies. That was weird. But I have a theory about Jim Harbaugh. I think that there's something wrong with him. When he told Wilton Spate to not eat chicken because they're nervous animals and it makes people sick, he wasn't like being funny. He was being serious. He's a weird dude, man. He really is. Also, I want to give a shout out real quick to I'm going to mess his name up now. Shoot, Jack Bear 13. I know I just got it wrong, so the shout out's probably pointless at this point. But what's up, O'Neal Hibbert? How you doing? He was nice enough to share one of my videos on tigernet.com. Anybody who doesn't know what tigernet.com is, it's a Clemson sports website that has like 50,000 subscribers, followers, whatever, members, or whatever. So for him to I don't even know if he's a subscriber of mine. If he is, thank you, sir. But he put out my video on there, and I was very shocked to see that, and very happy to see that as well. Let's see who all's on here. I made you a mod, the GOAT Watson. That's why your name is in blue, sir. So now that I have enough people on here, I'll make we can talk about football in a second. I just want to make my one channel announcement. What's up, Nick Bro? Prince 6'1", my man, in the house. It's not so much of an announcement as just letting you guys know what I'm planning on doing starting. College Football Maniac, sir, how you doing? That my live stream schedule during the season, I've been trying to pinpoint this down. So I know I'm going to continue to upload regular videos during the week during football season and do a lot of predictions and all that sort of thing and just talk about what's going on in the football world. And that's a fluid thing that's going to be changing every week with injuries and matchups and blah, 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 blah. So that'll be fine. For live streams, my plan is to do on Saturday nights. I'm going to try this. I didn't do this last year for a reason, but I think that this year I want to really do it. And there's a lot of reasons I want to do it. First of all, it'll be a lot of fun. And I think that you guys will enjoy it. So during one game each Saturday night, prime time, usually the 8 o'clock game or whatever it is, if there's a big game, certainly if it's a Clemson game, I'm going to live stream during the game and do live play-by-play analysis and reactions during the game. Now, last year I didn't want to do this because anybody who's a hardcore fan of their team can relate to this, but it's hard. I get so into the game that it would be hard for me to interact with you guys and watch the game. But I think that my reactions will be good. First of all, they'll be genuine since I'm watching the game. So we'll try it. The first one I'm going to do is the Texas A&M and Clemson game, week 2. Now, I don't know what time. Does anybody know have they announced the time? I didn't even look at that. Had they announced the time that that game's being played? Is it an afternoon game or a nighttime game? Either way, I'm going to do that game live. 7:30, so perfect. That's perfect. So what I'll end up doing is I'll probably go live about 15 minutes before kickoff so we can chat. And then during the game itself, I'm going to be doing live play-by-play and reaction. And then during commercial breaks, we can chat. And then, of course, you'll get my real reactions to the game along with you, because I'm sure you'll be watching the game too. During the game, and after the game we can talk about everything that transpired. God forbid they lose a game or the game. That could be some serious shit, to be serious, because I don't take losses very well, and if I'm on camera that could be a whole different story. So anyway, I'm going to do that. Now if it's not a Clemson game prime time, then I will pick another big game. Let's say it's a whatever, Alabama versus Mississippi State, or Washington versus USC, or whatever. I'll pick a game each week and do one live stream on Saturday nights. I may do one other live stream during the week sporadically, but that's definitely the one live stream I'm planning on doing every week. So we'll see how the first one works, and we'll take it from there. I don't think anybody takes losses very well. I certainly don't. But hopefully I don't break anything. Hopefully I don't break my equipment. You'll punch kittens if they lose that game. Well, luckily I don't have any kittens, because I probably would throw them out the window, but I won't punch my dogs. No way that's going to happen. First of all, if I punched my one dog, she would probably attack me and bite me, so I won't do that. Plus, Mrs. Pete gets even more animated than me. I'm sure she'll probably be sitting in the room, and actually, I might not let her sit in the room, because I don't want the F word going out every 3 seconds on live stream, and she can't help herself. You have a punching bag for when you lose? That's actually a pretty good idea. I didn't think about it like that. Maybe I need to invest in a punching bag. Maybe that's on Pete's Christmas list. Of course, Christmas will be too late for that to happen. Lou breaks TVs when UGA loses. I'm not going to break my TV. Well, at least I don't think I will. I'm pretty sure I won't. Usually go to Clemson and watch the games at the bar there, but you like watching big games by yourself. Where do you go? You go to the SO Club? That's a good place to watch the game, but that place gets packed big time on game day. But I am going to plan on going to at least one Clemson game this year. I don't know. I want to go to the NC State game. I don't know which one it's going to be. But anywhere in the Clemson area to go to a bar and watch the game would be cool for sure. But I'm not going to drive 3 hours. Clemson's 3 hours from where I live. I'm not driving 3 hours just to go to a bar. If I'm gonna watch it at a bar, it's going to be local here. If I drive to Clemson, I'm going inside that game. I can promise you that. But yeah. So the Pete, if Clemson loses, you need to do a reaction video. Well, you'll see it live. Well, if it's a big time game anyway. You can already, I'm going to react to every game that Clemson plays, a win or a loss. So you'll definitely be getting that. You have a lucky spot on the couch that you have to sit. So here's a funny story about superstitions. Now, I don't think I'm superstitious, but apparently I am. So during the national championship game, it was just me and my wife in the house. And we were sitting together in the living room watching it on TV. And of course, it wasn't going Clemson's way the first half. So she got disgusted with herself. It's like, I'm not watching this anymore. But I knew she was. So she went into the bedroom and was watching it in there. And I was watching it in the living room. So then Clemson started coming back, right? So she would run out of the bedroom when they got a touchdown and celebrate. And then I'd be like, go back in the bedroom, go back in the bedroom. So we watched it in 2 different rooms all the way till the end out of superstition, which is completely ridiculous. But then after that last touchdown pass to Renfro, she come running out of the back bedroom and I was standing up cheering. She tackled me onto the floor like she was a linebacker. She was so excited. She tackled me onto the floor. And the rest is history. Greatest night of my life. outside of, getting married and having kids. As far as sports go, that was the greatest night of my life. I don't think I slept for 2 days. And I wasn't on drugs. I just didn't sleep because I was so excited. And I rewatched the game about 50 times. It was unbelievable. I was pretty drunk for a couple days, though. You swear that being superstitious works? Last year I wore the same hat every game, and the damn thing got so dirty and dingy that by the end of the season I was like, you know what? Screw this. I'm not wearing this dirty-ass hat for the rest of the year. You're always superstitious when it comes to football. I think a lot of people are. It's so stupid. I don't even believe in it, but I find myself doing it. I guess. Whatever makes you feel better, it is what it is. Tennessee season does not convince you of that, huh? Is that Small Vol on there? Is that who VYT is? Or VTY? I don't know. That's the other thing I wanted to announce real quick. For any other sports YouTubers on here, particularly college football YouTubers. So some of you may know who Small Vol is, but he invited me into a fantasy football league that they're doing on Yahoo. I accepted and signed up. He said he's looking for more people, preferably college football YouTubers, to join. So if any of you guys out there that are college football YouTubers see this and want to join the league, contact me on Twitter @PeakPigskin, and I can get you set up. We're going to get like 10 or 12 people or more if we can get them, but it would be nice to get at least 10 or 12 people on there. During the week of the Iron Bowl, you sleep on the couch. Don't even say, I love you. Her Auburn husband. Oh, yes. Blake Ellis brings up a good point. The new Clemson recruits. So here's a statistic for you. So Clemson, for the 2019 signing class, has players committed out of 13 different states. The only school that has at least 13 different state commits to their school is Notre Dame. Listen to what the general tells you now. But yeah, that's a big deal. We got that wide receiver from California, Joseph Nada, 4-star wide receiver from California. Got that, defensive end from Missouri, 5-star. The list goes on and on. Clemson's recruiting is just going absolutely bonkers right now. Right now, they're ranked 6th. Of course, there's a long way to go, and they could either go up and down a couple of spots. But, Dabo and that crew are just unbelievable recruiters. Georgia's got another 5-star running back. Big shocker that Georgia got another 5-star running back. I can't say that I am surprised at all. DeGoat Watson says ranked number 4th. I saw something on Twitter yesterday that said 6th. Now, I don't know. Maybe that's changed since yesterday. 4th. Okay, so I'm wrong. 4th. Don't shoot the messenger. I read it on Twitter. And everything on the internet is right. So 4th. Yeah, Georgia's insane with recruiting. They will probably be a top 2 or 3 recruiting class from here on out. I would imagine. They're getting right up there with Ohio State. Ohio State's always a top 3. Alabama last year wasn't even in the top 5, were they? Or they were like number 5 or 6. But that's not going to, they have 5 stars backing up 5 stars, backing up 5 stars. So when you have 5 stars transferring because they're not getting playing time, then that says it all right there. Alabama was 7th last year. So that's what Saban's worst one since he's been there probably. And that's still a top 10 class. We never had a top 5 class, so who cares? Yeah, we did. We had a top 5 class 2 or 3 years ago. We were number 3. We finished number 3. The year that maybe it was 4 years ago. The year that Watson came in, we were the 3rd overall recruiting class in the country. That's the best we've ever had. Yeah, Andrew Booth, the 5-star cornerback from Georgia. Yep, that's another one. Meanwhile, the Gators, they can't recruit it. They can't even recruit guys in Florida. Hell, Willie Taggart is out recruiting Dan Mullen. Ain't that something? Clemson doesn't take enough players. Most schools take 25. Clemson takes plenty of players. Hell, we got the number one recruit last year, the number one kicker in the country. And you know what? People laugh and say, oh, you got a 5-star kicker, the number one kicker in the country. Nobody cares about recruiting the best kicker in the country until your kicker starts missing field goals. Then it's like, oh, we need to recruit a better kicker. So we got our guy. We got our kicker. He's from South Carolina too. He grew up a Clemson fan, so that was an easy get. And we're lucky we got him. South Carolina fans are calling us 3 stars U. South Carolina had the best recruiting class they've had in 5 years, and they're 19th in the country. We're in the top 15 every year since Dabo's been there. South Carolina fans, they're either high or trolling, or they're high trolls. Either way, they're out of their mind. And if they could get half the recruits we got, they'd be, I'm not going to even say what they'd be doing. I'm trying to keep it clean here. You're getting me all worked up. That's right, college football maniac, high trolls. Tell JC I said what's up, Ryan Stanfield. Tell her I said hello. When's she about to pop that thing out, man? She's been pregnant for like 3 years now, I think. Clemson 2018, 2019 champions. Jason Cook, I made a prediction video on playoffs yesterday. Just go to my channel. It's the last video I posted yesterday afternoon. I don't have the Dogs in the playoff this year for one reason, is because I don't think you're going to get 2 teams from the SEC in there, and I'm not picking against Alabama to get into the playoffs. That's the only reason. I think that Georgia's time to shine and possibly get equal with Alabama and maybe even become the best team in the country is 2019. Next year, not this year. That's my prediction. But I'm wrong more than I'm right, sir, so don't worry about it. If I say that Georgia's not going to the playoff, they probably are. I had TCU winning the Big 12. That's right, sir. I did. Jake Bentley is the flop king. Never again until next year. South Carolina fans like to talk smack, but they haven't ever done anything. That's well known, sir. That is not disputed because facts can't be disputed. And they have been yapping for 126 years and underachieving for 126 years. So for Pigskin Pete to think with any amount of intelligence that South Carolina is all of a sudden going to do something this year, I'm not buying it. But, hey, we'll see. Even a blind squirrel finds a nut every 127 years. As of right now, I'm looking at 247 Sports goes for 2019 recruiting class. Bama, UGA, Texas A&M, Clemson. Damn, Texas A&M? I guess Jimbo Fisher. That's one thing he's good at. Other than being a liar, he's a hell of a recruiter. And that's why he's a great recruiter, because he lies to him. 5 Oklahoma, 6 Oregon. Damn, 6 Oregon. That's pretty good. That's unbelievable, actually. Pigskin Pete jinxed all the teams he picked. Yes, I did. Saban's contract goes to 2025. That's great. I hope he stays there till 2050. That way there's no chance that Dabo's leaving to go to Alabama as long as he's there. So we got Dabo for at least 8 more years. I think longer, but at least 8 more years. Only reason A&M's top 3 because they have 25 recruits already. Well, Jimbo Fisher was always in the top 5 in recruiting at Florida State. That probably won't stop where he is now. Could we lose to A&M and still make the playoffs? We could lose any game and still make the playoffs. We lost to Syracuse last year and made the playoffs. So Clemson is afforded 1 loss, no matter who it's to. Well, maybe if we lost to Furman, that might screw it up. But any Power 5 football program we can lose to as long as we win the ACC. An 11-1 ACC champ is going to make the playoffs, period. I think if Saban leaves, it could open the door for Sweeney to go to Alabama like run at Clemson. Well, yeah, I mean, that would make sense. It's hard to say what the world of college football is going to look like 8 years from now. It's hard to project 2 years ahead, let alone 8. But I agree with what you're saying. Skeet Skeet Pigskin Pete, Mr. You Mad Bruh. Welcome to the stream, sir. DeGoat Watson, that's a conversation for another day. I could go off for 30 minutes about that, about how I feel about the Kelly Bryant national championship thing. I tend to agree with you that more than likely, if Kelly Bryant is a starter all the way through the season, through the playoffs, that there's a smaller chance that Clemson can win it all. However, the only way that I could see this happening with Bryant is simply because this is going to be the best defensive line, maybe the best overall defense that Clemson's ever had in 126 years. We could possibly, as long as Bryant plays above average, not even if he plays bad, they won't. The defense could win us a title this year alone, as long as he takes care of the ball. I mean, listen, Alabama. This is what Alabama's been doing for years since Saban's been there. They've won multiple national titles on defense and running the ball, and not with quarterback play. So it's conceivable that it can happen. And Kelly Bryant is better than some of those Alabama quarterbacks that won titles. I mean, or at least as good. So, and we have the running backs to support that this year. That's just my opinion. If Kelly Bryant becomes a starter, I'm not going to be one of these Clemson fans sitting around bitching and moaning and crying about it. I'm going to be on board with it until I see a reason to take him out. Now, if he starts screwing up and they don't take him out, then you'll see Pigskin Pete getting on here hot under the collar. But other than that, I'm going to trust the coaching staff at this point to do what they do. There's a reason I'm not a coach, and they are. Yeah, that's a heck of a name. 253332 makes a good point. Our skill positions are going to be much better this year, especially the receiving core, because they're going to be a lot older and more experienced. And I think Higgins is going to have a huge year this year, no matter who the quarterback is. With Tua, we can have to score now. Yeah, I agree. I'm an underrated YouTuber. NBA Nate, thank you, sir. I would have to agree. That's a compliment, and I don't know how to take compliments because honestly I don't get that many of them. All I can say is thank you for saying that. That means a lot to me. You were at the spring game. He was pitiful, missing wide open screen passes. You're talking about Bryant, Prince, 6'1"? Yeah. So I don't know if you saw the comment that was it Cleveland Farrell was at the media days, right? He basically said that Kelly Bryant stunk it up in the spring game, but overall throughout spring practice, he was head and shoulders above Trevor Lawrence. Now, that could just be coming from a place where Cleveland Farrell and these veteran players are friends with Kelly Bryant. You know, they've been playing with him for years. But I don't know. There's something to be said for having the locker room too. Trevor Lawrence is going to have to be head and shoulders better than Bryant, and he's going to have to win over the players in the locker room. You can't lose the locker room or you're screwed no matter who your starting quarterback is. What's up, 19 Savage? How you doing, sir? That's why I believe that Kelly Bryant could very well end up being the starter throughout the entire season. I mean, I don't know. You know, I'm getting mixed signals from the coaching staff, from the players, whatever. So at this point, I'm not going to even speculate on it anymore. I was in the camp that Trevor Lawrence is going to take over by game 2, and at this point, I don't think that's going to happen. I think Kelly Bryant is going to end up starting at Texas A&M, unless they go into training camp, and Trevor Lawrence is just showing that he's like way light years ahead. Then it's going to be hard for them not to put him in. Mayfield does not have the same pressure as Kelly Bryant. Playing Clemson is different than Oklahoma. A lot more pressure and expectation. I don't know. I think there's a lot of pressure and expectations at both of those schools, to be honest with you. What do I think Clemson's record will be at 11-1. 11-1. I'd like to say 12-0, but that's more likely they're going to lose at least one game than not. So now, if they lose 2 games, I'll be pissed, because there's not 2 games on that schedule that they should drop. That would be a massive underachievement for Clemson to lose 2 games. I can't think of 2 games on that schedule that they should lose. Can you? Go ahead and tell me 2 of them. Don't even say South Carolina, because that ain't happening. Texas A&M, maybe Florida State or NC State, but we're better than all 3 of them. Worst case scenario, 11-1. I agree. What's BS? VTY? If you're going to say something's BS, you're going to have to be more specific, sir, because there's a lot of things that are BS out there in this world. I could agree with you on that. Clemson's going to the playoff. Book it. Purdue ceiling 8-4. Syracuse is a toss-up. Very funny, Soonerays. Sam Chaberneau, South Carolina. I know you're not saying that South Carolina is going to beat Clemson in Death Valley. Please, sir. Whatever you're smoking, I'll give you my email, and you can send me some of it. Prince, I actually agree with that. Bama and Clemson will go 12-0 in the regular season. I don't know about that. South Carolina has a 0.01% of beating Clemson. Yeah, I agree. This guy, what's this guy looking at? Yeah, I'm talking into my phone. That's right, sir. You want to get on camera? Come here. Come here. Oh, you don't want to get on camera, do you? Don't you hate that people stare? He probably thinks I'm in here talking to myself like some kind of schizophreniac. Fucker. All right. Anyway, guys, lunchtime's over. I gotta go. It was great chopping it up with you. I will probably get back on and do another live stream here. What's today? Tuesday? Let's see. Probably on Thursday afternoon, right around the same time. So I know it's not announced, so be ready for that. But thanks to all my mods. Thanks for all the new people that showed up, even the trolls. Thank you, NBA Nate, for the kind words, and all the people I shouted out at the beginning of the stream. And look forward to seeing you guys soon. Have a great day. Go Tigers. Pigskin Pete checking out. If I can turn the stream off.